what happened in the last video.
Martian! Simon Kuhn!
And here is more MrDudeManSir.
I was sitting in the bus, flipping through the script lazily. So which idiot wrote this? Oh yeah, that'd be me. I put aside the stack of sloppily stapled printed pages and fixed my sight outside the window. Indeed, it really was hot. Even without Shirk being Captain Obvious, it definitely was hot. Let's take the asphalt for example. It doesn't give a dang that just yesterday was winter according to the script. You know it has to be melting here right now and stuff. And the grasshoppers don't care, they just, keep rehearsing. By the way, which of them do the chirping? Is it the crickets or the grasshoppers? Or cicadas? Nah, those screech. Dang, I don't even have any internet handy for a quick check. Though why would I? The script was all agreed on and proved, and cannot be edited at all. And anyway, who would care about the grasshoppers in our movie? Although, it would be a splendid idea for shooting a horror flick in the spirit of the 50s USB movies. Like, for example, My Cousin is a Grasshopper, or The Cricket Day. One that flew over the cicada's nest. Hey! Those are probably all references to movies, because I got the last one. The one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. I got it. I don't know what the other ones are, though. If I had to spend 5 more minutes here, I'm going to turn into an insect myself. Oh, why is there no air conditioners or Soviet buses? Hey, hello, anyone home and stuff? Home? A loudspeaker was pointing at me, and right behind it I recognized the face of Olga Dmitrievna through the melting air. Please leave our message after the... I felt a blow. Hey, you can't just smack the protagonist like that. Have you read the tour? Have you even read my tour writer? Shut up! That's be the last take on the bus. I wanted that pretty bad myself. After all, it's better to be outside than stuck in this moving van melter. Shrek's camera was hanging over me. I acted as if I was really desperate about what's going on. Raced across the bus, dashed outside, ran around it, finally collapsed down on the sidewalk. Oh dear, no. I pressed wrong button. Whoopsie. Okay. Sidewalk collapsing. Engage. Cut! Olga Dmitrievna smiled approvingly. Seems like you're able to do it when you really want to. Sure, seems that would be the most important thing. And now, meeting Slavia. Break maybe? Oh, his name's Router! Look at that! His name's Router now. Oh, great. Oh, man. I'm gonna stay next to him whenever I need my Wi-Fi. Router prayed. We ain't here for a vacation. Off you go to your camera. He hung his head and shuffled off to his place. Action! I stared at the camp gates. I held my gaze on statues of the pioneers who took a few steps forward. Sasha emerged from behind the gates. Hey, Semyon-kun, my name's Slavia. Yoshukune! A stunned silence descended upon the set. It seemed that even the grasshoppers suddenly appeared at their song and looked up at Sasha with fascination. I just have one question for you. The dreadly calm voice of Olga Dmitrievna reached up from behind me. Have you even read the script? Sure I did, but it's so boring. It was pointless to cry, swear, go to the hysterics. We couldn't even find an actress here. We have only 3 weeks in this camp and you... She sat down on the director's chair and began to fan herself with a Panama hat. Guys, don't you get that if we don't make it in time, if we keep strolling around like this, we get lots of stuff to shoot, could you get at least a little more serious? It's like I'm the only one who cares. A stick certainly won't work with Sasha, so I may sure to use the carrot instead. I'm sorry. I'll try again. You'd better. I tried hard to imagine the protagonist surveying the unknown environment as millions of theories fly through his head. He's shocked. He doesn't know what to think of at all. His brain's ready to explode. His consciousness starts to wander. And there you go. A girl, your average pioneer, appears, and she has not the slightest idea what's going on with him. She greets the protagonist and sends him to the camp leader. Oh no! Ah! My theory is correct! This is the movie of the game. Ugh. I took a few steps forward and Sasha appeared from behind the gates. You must be new here. I caught sight of the lens of the camera pointing at me from outside the corner of my eye and tried to make a really hard, surprised face. If so, you need to go to our camp leader. So, you can do it if you really want to? MrDudeManSir wiped the sweat from her forehead. I'm gonna turn gray before my time with all these fripperies of yours. And we're still going to do the editing. Ha! She checked her watch. Okay, let's call it a day. I'd hardly call myself a workaholic, but even I felt it's way too early to stop, given we're already falling badly behind schedule. Don't you think that? I do, but I feel absolutely done. As you wish. I shrugged and headed into the camp. Evening was closing in. Is it time to meet with Masha? Tonight I was dining with Masha, Sasha, and Alyssa. Aw, man, I wanted to be like Yasha. Masa, Sasha, and Yasha. There was a huge bowl of fried potato slices with mushrooms right in front of me. And a world full of sweet potato and French fried. One of the perks of summer. Fresh vegetables from the garden. You better know that much effort during the filming. Oh, you seem to prefer instant noodles over this? What are you talking about? Sasha's a great chef, mumbled Alyssa. Didn't anyone ever tell you that it's impolite to talk with your mouth full? And you're always complaining. Sasha was about to burst into tears. Oh, Lord. Come on, chill out. Everything's delicious. Nya! Masha Nyan, do you want me to make you something? Masha gave her such a dirty look that it became obvious even to Sasha that she shouldn't continue. But anyway, just tell me honestly. I won't. But you don't even know what I'm about to ask you. I know. So, what's it gonna be? She stared at me with a triumphant look. Why did I come up with such a rubbish script? Dang. Alyssa and Sasha laughed. Oh, I see. You're both okay with it. What's the matter? It's summer. We're surrounded by nature. There's a beach here. Everything looks great. Might as well visit Turkey. Why'd you come here? Alyssa glanced at Masha blankly and started to dig into her plate. So? She pointed her fork at me. Fear not this fork but the spoon. One will blow, and your skull is doomed. Now you tell me, is it even normal? Samyan-kun is kawaii. Sasha hugged my arm and nodded vigorously. What's the matter anyway? He got us a free vacation. I don't understand what I'm even doing here. Well, it's not like anyone's holding you here, I said coldly. Oh, if only what I mattered, if stuff mattered what I wanted, it would be done and wanted it mattered. And you, what are you doing all this time? You just keep nagging others, and yet there's still a lot of time before your appearance according to the script. You must be preparing for the role, eh? I interrupted her. Maybe I'm preparing. Oh, double standards. And triple. Dang it. So what are you doing, for real? Well, what would you expect me to do? Me? Nothing, just curious. Reading books, she answered timidly. And every book about how to master acting. Stop it, okay? We're sitting out here, God knows where. No internet, no phone signal, nothing at all. If I hadn't brought me to this mosquito repellent with me, if I wouldn't have brought it, I brought it! Nyah! Masha gave her such a look that Sasha suddenly started to take up less space than usual. I just don't get you. What's the point of complaining all the time? You could just stay back at home. Did I even ask you? Masha got up abruptly and headed for the exit. Masha Nyan is upset, said Sasha in a distressed tone. If she's got upset just now, then wait until you see what's gonna be like towards the end of the shooting. Oh, hey, look. There's a druzhba. A druzhba is a friendship in Russian, and fortunately a well-known brand of chainsaws. Well, that's a thing. The Pioneer Chainsaw Massacre with the druzhba. I'm just going to say it's the Chainsaw Massacre with friendship. Curiously enough, though, I really couldn't comprehend why Masha keeps freaking out. Sure, since the very beginning, she had no real enthusiasm for either the script or the whole idea of shooting a movie in a godforsaken pioneer camp. But still, she wasn't that aggressive. Maybe it's the heat that's to blame. Or the grasshoppers. Sure, that's it. blame the grasshoppers. They're giving us hell instead of a good sleep. I wish we just had a button to release some sort of poisonous gas. And presto. What are we thinking about? About the grasshoppers, of course. They're the culprit here. What's wrong with them? Might as well ask what's right with them. Grasshoppers, they're not, yeah. Nonya. Why? Well, they're so scary. You just don't like insects in general. Nope. And me either. A heavy silence fell. No matter what's going on in Masha's head, at least she can always keep the conversation going. Even if it's about the grasshoppers. I imagine you're talking about with hatred towards all these heckus creatures who dare not only to plague this imperfect world, but also to keep chirping all night long. This time interrupting your— oh dear, I accidentally skipped it. To interrupt your own inner rest and gentle soul. No one wants that. But Olga Dmitrievna approached our table. Ready for the night shooting? Night shooting? It's not like we've even completed the first scenes yet. And also, you mentioned that we're done for today. We have to make maximum use of our time, or else it won't make it at all. I couldn't say that I was completely dead tired, and besides, I had to show at least a spark of commitment and success of my own project. Alright, what are we shooting? The night scene with Slavia in the woods. Nani? Nani? Sure. Sasha heard that we were discussing your characters and jumped in. Just please, began Olga Dmitrievna in a strained voice. Stick to the script this time. Waka Ramashita! What? Oh dear. And stop that already! She gritted her teeth and turned around and left us. What's the scene about? Haven't you read the script at all? Of course I haven't, said Alyssa proudly. I'm more than okay with us reading the scenes where I appear. I wasn't going to trouble with meaningless talk about the necessity of getting the whole picture to fully understand one's character. I'm watching Slavia dancing by the side of the lake in the woods. Nya, it's so romantic. And oh dear, no. And she strips down. Nya? Sasha stared at me with a look of incomprehension. The meaning of my words dawned on her after several moments. Strips? Relax, not completely. Well, if it's going to be you, she blushes, 'cause... Of course. She blushed. Sure, seems like this girl had not only been watching too much anime recently, but it also was not the smartest one by birth. Just why did Olga Dmitrievna cast the characters like this? As for me, I'd rather cast Masha to play Slavia and Sasha Miku. Hey! Whoa! Yeah! It's 100%. That is the thing. That is the thing is going on. Anyway, it's up to the director to decide, and Olga Dmitrievna is the only director we have. Money and chance, will there be that? What? Sasha gave Alyssa a blank stare. No. What do you mean, nothing at all? Not this scene. Ah, so you will be doing that later. Alyssa showed off a sharp grin. If it sparks your curiosity so much, you should go and read the script already. Nah, I'm not curious at all. Alyssa got up from the table. Okay, I'll be going. Bye-bye. What was all that about? What is that? It's nothing. Go get yourself ready, the sun's already setting. Nya. Sasha got up and dashed to the exit. I finished my plate full of potatoes and gave a heavy sigh. Well, at this rate, we won't manage to shoot even half a movie. I guess we could just put "to be continued" at the end. That'd be the best ending. And turn everything into an epic saga created by the students of a third-rate local cinema and television college. Suddenly I understood that, really, I don't care anymore. You ready? I turned back and caught sight of Shurik. It's not like I have anything to prepare. Do you think you can manage these night shootings? Oh, somehow. Let's get going then. It's finally become colder in the evenings. Too cold, I'd say. I was sitting on a stump and trying to keep myself warm on a thin top, while others are aligning cameras and lights. Why should I be doing this stuff anyway? It's not like I even have part in this scene. Masha was setting up a light reflector cloth between the trees. Who else? We're always short of manpower. Or you could bring on more people for this. Everyone would be happy to participate in the production of such a masterpiece. Are you complaining about something? Ogre had a menacing look. Not at all, I'm fine. Our director was probably the only person here that Masha hesitated to argue with. I wonder why. Shirk sat down next to me. What do you think? Any chance we'll get into 2 or 3 lakes? Have no idea. It's not like it depends on me at all, though. Not at all. Not one bit. I nodded towards Sasha. She was jumping up and down energetically by the lakeside, warming up for her role. Oh, I see. Shirk heaved a doomed sigh and headed to his camera. All right, it's time. I hid myself behind the tree. Camera, action! Oh dear, oh no. I've never seen this before. She walked past me, almost dancing. I couldn't help notice that giving all this extra lighting, combined with the moonlight, she looked plain stupid. But the cameraman's concerned anyway. It's probably for the best. I slowly emerged from behind the tree and followed her. Sasha went slowly along the shoreline, almost hovering above the ground, taking off her neckerchief and unbuttoning her shirt on the... in fact, it actually looked amazing. I bet she could have been a great actress of a silent cinema. Soon enough, Sasha disappeared into the woods. I took a few moments to space out of the shoreline and then started to follow her. Cut! Sasha immediately dashed back from the trees. So, how is it? Excellent, perfect. If only you could perform this like every time. On the first take! Then we would have all finished in time. You're saying it like we're not gonna make it on time, I noted skeptically. We'll make it, you bet. Ahem. What do you mean? That's all? Masha suddenly appeared next to me as if out of nowhere. You wanted something else? We've spent like 3 hours in the preparation and only 1 minute of footage. It's cinema. Cinema, you know. Art. One could be hunting a single shot for years. One could keep shooting a 5-minute movie for decades. Olga Dmitrievna looked particularly funny waving her arms like that. Sure, mumbled Masha in a wasted voice. That's it? Yeah, that's it for tonight. Then good night, everybody. She threw that piece of reflected cloth onto the ground and hastened off towards the camp. I quickly mumbled my goodbyes to everyone, grabbed the script printout, and rushed after her. Hey! It was at the square that I caught up with her. Oh, now what do you want? A look of extreme fatigue was on Masha's face. Maybe you want to take a short walk before you head off to sleep? Why would I? She glanced at me, apparently misunderstanding me. Well, it's still too early. I bet you wouldn't even think of going to sleep at this time in the city. In the city? This isn't the city here, you know. Here 3 days count for 1. Oh, come on, it's still early. Oh, fine. She gave a bright look and smiled. Just not for too long. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Why do you carry that all the time? She pointed at the stack of paper held in my hands. Well, you never know what might happen. Shortly thereafter, we arrived at the beach. What a lovely moon. Masha started this trip and dashed into the river. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting because she had a bikini on out of that pioneer uniform of hers. Fascinated, I stared as she powdered her legs in the water, which caused ripples to splash around her. So, you're still able to have fun? I shouted. Oh, hey, look, her bikini matches her hair perfectly. Oh, man. She threw an offended look, came close, and sat down next to me. Yeah, like it's recently y'all think I'm just an old hag. Of course you're not no old hag. But you're still one heck of a... Oh, no? Oh, dear. You're bringing that back up. The moaning! I guess I have my reasons. Not sure. I don't see any particular ones. Masha got up and moved several feet away from me. Oh, come on. Don't come on me. It's just... One could be such a what? You never see anything. She put her head down on the knees and added quietly, "And you never understand." Yeah, that's me. Cold-hearted, dumb, and dull. Masha gave barely an audible laugh. Yeah, exactly. Let's go swimming. Nah? Yeah, it's cold there. It won't take long. Okay, let's swim. That was a fast swim. It just blinked and it's all over. The water was surprisingly warm, so indeed we're hardly going to freeze. I sat down on the towel that someone had left behind and took a deep breath of soft night air. Oh dear, hey, look at this. It's so kawaii. Masha lay in front of me and rested her head on my lap. Am I disturbing you? Not at all. I just kind of felt tired, you know? She looked straight into my eyes, but I averted my gaze. Why can't it all be the same as before? How so? Oh, come on. That was just a joint decision, you know. But nevertheless, she put her arms around my waist and it felt even more ill at ease. Why have we come here in the first place? To shoot a movie. I tried to put it off with a jest. Still, if it wasn't for you, I would have never gone to this college in the first place. We could have already... She sighed. But now... I still think that digging up the passes and contacts is hardly a good idea. You might think so. As for me, I still think we shouldn't have. But you were the one who wanted it in the first place. I never wanted it, said Masha resentfully. Oh yeah, yeah, it was. So it was me who insisted? Yeah, it was you. You better believe it. She turned away but did not get off of me. You're always like that. You don't like this, you don't like that. Why can't you just adopt a simpler approach to life? Take a look around. It's a splendid summer. It's a beautiful night. We're shooting a remarkable movie. In fact, everything's great. Do you really believe all that yourself? Her question was indeed one worth asking. I do, kind of. It's not like everything's always ideal. But what's so bad about it? Everything's bad. She seemed ready to burst into tears. The stupid camp, that script of yours, everything is bad. And you're not a child anymore. You could have already started a family, gotten a job. Hey, we discussed it all like 1,000 times. Yeah, and broke up exactly because of that. That was your call, mind, precisely because of your everything is bad attitude. Oh, but you're like, everything's great to make up for that. Only fools rejoice about everything around them. I'm not rejoicing, or rather, I'm rejoicing about things that are worth rejoicing about. I like my work. I find pleasure in films. Do I really? So that means you didn't find pleasure in me? She got up and leaned against my chest. Maybe we shouldn't. What's the matter? Don't want to? Oh no. I can tell what's going on. Okay. I couldn't make up my mind on how I should reply. On one hand, I didn't want to open my wounds. By the other hand, I clearly understood that I'm not in the position to refuse. And by now, I didn't care if someone who might not be sleeping might see us. But why? What comes after? Who cares? Well, in that case... Yep. The gleaming moonlight reflected in the water droplets on her bare skin, the sticky sand, the chill of the summer night and the heat of her body, heavily breathing on gasps of pleasures. Everything passed the one brief moment. I guess it's time to go to sleep. That was one fast hentai scene if I ever saw one myself. It's going to be a rough day tomorrow. MrDudeManSir will definitely push us hard. That wasn't the only thing being pushed hard. I was slowly buttoning my shirt as I watched Masha dressing. I don't want to sleep alone, she murmured quietly. What, afraid of grasshoppers, are you? It's not the grasshoppers, it's the crickets, and I'm not afraid of them. She averted her gaze and blushed a little. It's just, well, unusual. Might not have gotten used to it given the amount of time. I suddenly thought that there's nothing wrong with this idea, especially given everything that's happened. Okay, let's do it. But where? Masha gave me a questioning look. There are a couple of unoccupied cabins reserving for further scenes. Well, we could use these props for a while, I guess. Let's go. She smiled, got up, took my arm, and we slowly headed to the square.